Hello everyone, it's Raza von Werder from the University of Mother God Church. Couple of quirky memories being a little child just starting kindergarten. And we were in Newark, New Jersey, and I remember, I think the first school we went to was called Wilson Avenue School. It was either the first or the second. We also went to a Catholic school, which I had a very bad experience at. But I remember this funny little quirky thing. When I was a kid, and I still have it in me now, but I can't express it the way I did then. When I was a kid, I was a kissing freak. My uncle said if some Negro was naked and bent over forward, you'd kiss his behind, his behind, he said. That was his crude way of ridiculing me, because he was jealous because I kissed and kissed everyone. I was always kissing and kissing and kissing. I was a kissing freak. And I'm still a kissing freak. I had this creepy boyfriend not so long ago when I started to become a cougar. And I used to take him out to the bars and clubs together. And he told everybody, I kissed him so much his face hurt. Excuse me. And he didn't deserve the kisses. He didn't deserve them, and I got rid of him. But that's me. But anyway, I remember this memory. I can't even speak English too well. Oh boy. Excuse me. So I remember seeing this boy, and he's wearing a jacket, and I thought he was built well. He was around my age, 5 years old. And I spotted him playing baseball. And I was 5, he was 5, or 6, maybe he was 6. And I go, I want to kiss him. So I went over and tried, and he ran away. So I chased him. And I caught him. And I grabbed him. And I kissed him. And he says, I'm going to tell the monitor. And then later I saw him. He took off his jacket, and he was a wimp. He wasn't well built. I didn't like him anymore. There was another boy in my first grade class I'll never forget. He was handsome. And I'll remember I was standing in a line, 6 years old, first grade. And I kept doing this. I'm an affectionate, warm person. And the reason I think is I have a big heart and a loving heart. Second of all, my dad was very loving and affectionate to me. He used to hold me in his lap all the time, always hold my hand all the time lovingly. He was a kind, loving man. To describe his personality, if you saw Gone with the Wind, he wasn't Red Butler, he was Ashley, a real gentleman. Oh, and he was a hand kisser. I'm spoiled for having my hand kissed, because when Dad was away, whenever he came back from being away for a while, he would kiss our hands, each one of us. Not the boys, all the females in the family got their hand kissed. And he knew how to do it right, you know, not like the Americans. Americans, let me give you a lesson in hand kissing. Americans, when they go abroad, they will take a woman's hand and they will like salivate on it and kiss it like it was something, you know, that they have to really dive into, and it's very obnoxious to the European women when they do it wrong. Well, your hand has to be just held up very lightly, and the man has to bend. He has to bend, and he touches it very lightly with his lips, very lightly. It's not any slobbering or holding hard or anything. It's all done very gently. It's like a suggestion of a kiss rather than a real kiss. It's a suggestion of being gallant and adoring women and venerating women. You know, it comes from the ancient days of probably matriarchy, I imagine. But I think it's a wonderful, wonderful custom, and I love it. And I taught one of my boyfriends to kiss hands, the one I love anyway. This is the guy I love. And I was sitting with another guy one day, and it was right the day after or 2 days after, I taught him how to kiss my hand or women's hands. And and I was just with this professional guy. It was a model, professional model. And he came into the bar where I was, and he took my hand and he kissed it, and he did it properly. Oh, that meant more to me than sex. You know, it was the fact that he wanted to please me, and it was like, oh, my ego, my heart was, you know. Women love all that romantic, you know, sweet stuff. So, okay, so that was me in the playground. Now, what else? I got a lot of early sex stuff to tell you about. But I'll tell you about one that was not not sexy or pleasant or happy. I went, my mother, oh, here we go again, my mother, my evil mother. She was a hypocrite and a secret sinner. She kept her sins quiet. You know, so like I said, she had 6 or 7 abortions. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to make her seem bad. I don't want you to hate her. I don't want anyone to hate anyone. But I don't want anyone to judge anyone. She shouldn't be judged, you know. But I'm just telling you the facts of what she was like. I want you to understand that the woman who treated me like shit was the one that was wrong. She was evil. She was evil. She was saved. I helped her get saved. But let's skip that. One day how she put me under house arrest for 6 months. I could not leave the house for 6 months. I couldn't even, the only thing I absolutely had to go to during those entire 6 months was we had to appear in our choir in the high school. And our music teacher told us that under pain of death, we had to be there. And I told my mother, Mother, I'm breaking your rule of house arrest. I'm going to this choir because our music teacher said we have to be there. No ifs, ands, or buts. We have to be there. He needs every one of us there. And I am going. And I went. But other than that, I didn't go. I wasn't even allowed to go when they went to get the groceries. I wasn't even allowed to go to the groceries with them to get the groceries. Now, what did I do that was so evil? Well, 2 things. One, I danced with a Puerto Rican boy at the school and I won the twist contest. The twist had just come out. And they just taught it to me. And this Puerto Rican boy and I danced the twist. And I won the contest. Because it was me. Believe me, it wasn't him. Because the same thing happened at this dance at the Catholic, the nuns gave these dances at this church or something every Sunday. Or I don't remember where it was, but it was like we had a gathering and a dance. And again, we did the twist with another guy. And they had a contest and I won. And they only showed me 5 minutes earlier how to do the twist. And I won, because I'm a natural-born dancer. I think maybe my dad wasn't my dad. Maybe I was one of those gypsies in Germany was my dad. One of those hottie gypsies that my mom used to go to the gypsies all the time for readings, you know. And I think she might have got it on with one of those gypsy guys. I seem to be a little darker than my siblings and a little more yellowy and a little more Mediterranean and just different shape, just different. So, and then there was another contest, and whoever stopped when we were all dancing, and there was this light above, a light that was swinging around and going around, moving around, and whoever the couple that accidentally stopped under the light, they won the prize, and it was me and the boy. We won the prize, so we won 2 prizes in one night, and he was Puerto Rican. I remember he was like a redheaded Puerto Rican. And then his sister was fully Caucasian. The mother was this chubby woman who had an affair with one of the farm workers where she lived. And she told my mother, some of those Puerto Ricans are damn good looking men. And then the mother bragged to my mother how I was best friends with her mother, and we used to share clothes. We used to switch clothes when we got to school so we could have more of a wardrobe. And I used to borrow her makeup and she'd borrow my makeup, etc. So my mother was so outraged because this woman had sex with a Puerto Rican, you see. So she was jealous. She really wanted to do sex with a Puerto Rican. But she didn't get the opportunity. See, she was a secret hypocritical sinner. So she told me, because of what you have done, you will not leave this house for 6 months. And she put me under house arrest. 6 months. Couldn't leave the house for engaging with this woman's son and daughter, being friendly with them, because this woman dared have sex with a Puerto Rican. That was what my mother was like. Evil. Pure evil. Christina, you ain't heard nothing yet.